There's something quietly magnetic about a man who doesn't chase attention. He moves through the world with a calm, centered presence, a kind of silent gravity that pulls others in without trying. He's not loud. He's not desperate to impress. And yet, everywhere he goes, people notice him, especially women. Women sense something different in him, not the kind of difference that screams for approval, but one that whispers of mystery, control, and depth. This is the Sigma male, independent, self-contained, and impossible to label. When a woman finds herself around a man like this, her behavior often changes in subtle, almost hidden ways. She might not even understand why. It's instinctive. Something in her psyche responds to that quiet confidence, that self-possession that doesn't need validation. This isn't about manipulation or games, it's about psychology. Humans have always been drawn to what they can't easily define. And Sigma males embody that enigma. They operate outside the hierarchy that most people unconsciously follow. They don't try to dominate, but they can't be dominated either. That balance of power, rooted in self-respect, creates an invisible tension that women both respect and can't quite decipher. Today we'll explore 7 strange things women secretly do around Sigma males. They might not confess it, and most of it happens beneath the surface. But once you understand these behaviors, you'll see how presence, not pursuit, shapes true attraction. So sit back, breathe. Let's peel back the quiet layers of what happens when a woman encounters a man who truly knows himself. Number 1, she mirrors his energy. When a Sigma male speaks softly, moves deliberately, or pauses before responding, women unconsciously mirror that energy. And it's not coincidence. It's a well-documented psychological phenomenon known as behavioral mirroring. This subtle imitation happens when one person instinctively copies the body language, tone, or mannerisms of another, often without realizing it. Behavioral scientists have found that mirroring is one of the clearest signs of rapport and emotional connection. It's how humans signal trust, empathy, and mutual understanding. In social psychology, this is tied to the chameleon effect, a term coined by researchers Tanya Chartrand and John Bargh, who discovered that people tend to mimic those they like or admire. For Sigma males, who are naturally composed, introspective, and emotionally grounded, this mirroring effect often becomes more pronounced because their calm presence provides a psychological anchor in an overstimulated world. When he speaks slowly, it's not hesitation, it's control. His deliberate movements show self-mastery, a rare quality that conveys confidence without arrogance. As a result, women unconsciously adjust to his pace. Her speech softens, her posture relaxes, and even her breathing subtly syncs with his. It's not manipulation, it's resonance, the body's natural way of saying, I feel safe here. This is especially powerful in modern environments where people are used to fast talkers, exaggerated gestures, and emotional turbulence. The Sigma's slow rhythm feels like silence in a storm, calm, magnetic, and grounding. Evolutionary psychology suggests this response is deeply rooted. Throughout history, women were drawn to men who exuded emotional stability and self-control, traits that signal protection and intelligence. A Sigma's composure subconsciously communicates that he can handle chaos without becoming it. That's why she mirrors him. Her mind instinctively aligns with his steadiness, seeking the same internal peace he embodies. In essence, the Sigma male doesn't need to dominate a room to command presence. His quiet energy does the work for him. The more he slows down, the more others unconsciously adjust to match his frequency. This mirroring becomes a dance of unspoken connection, where two nervous systems begin to harmonize without a single word. And that's the hidden power of the Sigma's silence. It doesn't repel people, it recalibrates them. His energy speaks louder than words, reminding everyone around him that true influence isn't in how loudly you move, but in how deeply your stillness is felt. Number 2, she tests his composure. Women naturally test men's emotional stability, not out of malice, but instinct. It's part of an age-old psychological pattern rooted in human attraction and social biology. In evolutionary psychology, this behavior is linked to mate selection. Women are often drawn to men who exhibit emotional control, resilience, and confidence under pressure. These traits historically signaled strength, protection, and the ability to handle life's unpredictability. Around a Sigma male, these subtle tests intensify, not because she wants to unsettle him, but because his calm energy invites curiosity. A Sigma's quiet demeanor, his ability to remain detached from chaos, makes her wonder if it's genuine peace or a practiced mask. So she might tease him, delay a text reply, or make a playful comment just sharp enough to test his emotional temperature. When she does, she's observing, does his composure crack, or does he stay steady? The Sigma's strength lies in his ability to respond with calm indifference. He doesn't chase validation or react defensively. Instead, he stays grounded in his own emotional world. This non-reactivity isn't coldness, it's self-mastery. And in a world where emotional volatility is common, that level of control feels magnetic. Psychologists refer to this as emotional regulation, the capacity to manage one's feelings without suppressing them. Studies show that people who regulate their emotions effectively tend to form healthier, more secure relationships. The Sigma embodies this balance, calm but not detached, present but not needy. When a woman sees that her teasing or delays don't rattle him, something shifts internally. She feels both challenged and reassured. Challenged because she realizes she can't easily control his emotions. Reassured because his steadiness offers a sense of safety and maturity. It's an emotional paradox. His independence makes her feel more secure. This is why women often describe the Sigma as mysterious or different. His peace doesn't depend on her reactions. It's an internal state built on self-respect and discipline. In essence, when a woman subtly tests a Sigma male, she's not looking for drama, she's searching for truth. She wants to know if the calm he carries is real or merely an act. And when he proves that it's genuine, that his serenity isn't shaken by teasing words or temporary distance, he earns not just her attraction, but also her trust. Because deep down, every woman longs for a man whose peace can steady her storms, and the Sigma quietly passes that test without even trying. Number 3, she studies his silence. Most men rush to fill silence. Sigma males don't. They're comfortable in it. To most people, silence is awkward. It creates tension that demands to be broken. But for a Sigma male, silence isn't a void. It's a presence. It's his natural environment, a space where thoughts breathe and emotions settle. In psychology, this calmness under quiet moments reflects a high level of emotional intelligence and self-regulation. He doesn't speak to seek validation or to impress anyone. Instead, his silence acts as a filter, allowing him to observe before engaging. Women often find themselves drawn to this stillness because it signals depth and control, traits that subconsciously communicate strength and confidence. When a man can remain centered in silence, it suggests he doesn't depend on external approval for his sense of worth. That's rare, and rarity captures attention. What's fascinating is that silence itself is a psychological tool. Studies in communication suggest that people reveal more when they feel compelled to fill a silence, while the person who remains quiet gains insight. Sigma males instinctively understand this. By not rushing to talk, they give others the room to express themselves more freely, often revealing what's beneath the surface. This creates an invisible power dynamic. He leads the interaction without forcing it. The woman, meanwhile, begins to study his body language, his micro-expressions, and his composure, trying to interpret what his silence means. The mystery becomes magnetic. His restraint turns into intrigue, his quietness into presence. This effect ties closely to a concept in psychology called the Zeigarnik effect, which states that people remember incomplete experiences more vividly than finished ones. When a Sigma male withholds his thoughts or emotions, he leaves conversations feeling incomplete in the mind of the other person, especially women who are naturally intuitive and detail-oriented. They keep replaying those moments, wondering what he meant, what he felt, and what he didn't say. His silence becomes a psychological loop, drawing their attention back to him long after the interaction ends. But this isn't manipulation, it's authenticity. His silence isn't a tactic, it's a reflection of self-mastery. He doesn't speak unless there's value in his words. And in a world where noise dominates, that kind of discipline becomes power. So while most men talk to be noticed, Sigma males understand the paradox. Sometimes the loudest statement is made without saying a word. Number 4, she tries to earn his attention. Because Sigma males rarely seek validation, women instinctively find themselves drawn into a subtle psychological game they didn't even know they were playing. There's something magnetic about a man who doesn't need to be noticed, and that magnetism comes from his self-sufficiency. He doesn't chase attention, nor does he seek approval through constant talking, showing off, or exaggerated charm. This emotional independence activates a deep evolutionary response in women's psychology. Throughout history, confidence without neediness has been associated with power and stability, traits that signal safety and leadership. So when a woman encounters a Sigma male who exudes calm detachment, her subconscious begins to test whether she can earn his focus. She might start mirroring his tone or matching his body language without realizing it, an instinctive behavior known in psychology as social mirroring, a subtle way the human brain builds rapport. She may also steer conversations toward more meaningful or intellectual topics, abandoning surface-level chatter. It's her way of proving she's worthy of his mental engagement. In those moments, her voice softens, her curiosity deepens, and her focus sharpens. These behavioral shifts aren't acts of manipulation. They're an unconscious attempt to connect with someone who doesn't play by the usual social rules. The Sigma male's quiet confidence disrupts the predictable rhythm of attraction. While most men might try to impress or dominate attention, he remains centered and emotionally still, like a calm lake in a noisy world. Eye contact becomes another silent battlefield. Women tend to seek it more often around Sigma males, hoping to decode the mystery behind that unreadable gaze. According to behavioral studies, prolonged eye contact releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which can intensify emotional interest. Yet when a Sigma male doesn't immediately return that gaze or does so with controlled restraint, it deepens the intrigue. His lack of visible reaction becomes a kind of power, creating a psychological push and pull effect that's more compelling than any flirtatious gesture. What makes this dynamic even more fascinating is that it's not rooted in arrogance. It's rooted in presence. Sigma males have mastered the art of being fully in the moment, detached from external validation. This gives them a grounded aura that naturally commands respect. While others seek attention to feel valued, the Sigma's indifference to approval makes others seek him. In the end, it's not the chase that defines his appeal, it's the peace in his silence, the confidence in his stillness, and the mystery of a man who doesn't need to be noticed, to be remembered. Number 5. She adapts her femininity. In the presence of quiet strength, women often soften, not out of submission, but out of balance. There's something profoundly magnetic about a man who doesn't need to prove himself, whose confidence speaks in silence rather than noise. This is the essence of the Sigma male, self-contained, grounded, and emotionally unshakable. His calm energy doesn't dominate a room. It stabilizes it. Psychologically, this taps into what's known as emotional regulation, an individual's ability to manage and respond to emotional experiences in a composed way. Research in social psychology shows that emotional stability is one of the most attractive traits across genders because it signals security, maturity, and leadership potential. When a woman encounters a man who embodies this stillness, her nervous system subconsciously mirrors his. The chaos of modern life, the constant overthinking, the emotional noise, finds rest in his quiet presence. It's not about control or hierarchy, it's about energetic alignment. Masculine calm naturally invites feminine grace forward, creating an unspoken dance between confidence and receptivity. In biology, this can be linked to the concept of sexual dimorphism, not just physical differences, but behavioral complementarity. Masculine energy, rooted in focus and direction, often balances feminine energy, which thrives in flow and connection. When these forces meet in equilibrium, both individuals feel more authentic and grounded. Women don't soften because they're weaker. They soften because they feel safe enough to express their nurturing essence without fear of judgment or dominance. The Sigma male doesn't chase or manipulate that softness. He earns it through consistency, self-discipline, and emotional intelligence. In evolutionary psychology, such traits signal reliability, making him an ideal partner archetype. What's fascinating is that this harmony can't be forced or faked. It happens when both energies recognize and respect each other's nature. The Sigma's quiet confidence acts as a mirror, reflecting back a woman's own depth, inviting her to be fully present, fully feminine, and fully seen. This is why his presence feels different. It isn't performative. It's peaceful. It's not loud strength, it's silent assurance. In a world where many try to impress through volume, the Sigma male influences through vibration. His silence speaks, his stillness stabilizes, and his self-mastery awakens something ancient and sacred in those around him. The eternal dance between masculine calm and feminine grace, where both find balance in being, not performing. Number 6, she protects her vulnerability. Sigma males possess an uncanny ability to see through facades, a kind of emotional X-ray vision that cuts past superficial charm and empty gestures. This intuitive awareness often leaves women feeling both intrigued and cautious. Psychologically, It's rooted in what researchers call social perception, the capacity to read micro-expressions, tone shifts, and body language to decode true intent. Sigma males, being highly observant and analytical, excel in this naturally. They pick up inconsistencies others miss. And that awareness can make a woman instinctively more guarded at first. It's not fear, it's respect for emotional intelligence. She realizes this man can't be easily deceived or impressed by surface-level attraction. Instead, his calm detachment and penetrating insight challenge her to be genuine. Studies in interpersonal dynamics show that authenticity becomes more pronounced when people sense they're being truly seen. So while she may initially withhold her emotions, testing the waters of his depth, something shifts over time. His steady, grounded presence invites vulnerability, the kind built on trust, not impulse. In essence, a Sigma male's perceptiveness acts like a mirror. It reflects truth, dissolves pretense, and silently demands honesty. And in a world where image often replaces substance, that quality becomes irresistibly magnetic. Number 7, she reflects on herself after he's gone. Long after the conversation ends, she still finds herself thinking about him. Not because of his looks, but because of how he made her feel. There was something deeply grounding about his presence, a quiet confidence that didn't demand attention, yet drew it effortlessly. This is the power of authenticity, a quality that can't be faked or rehearsed. In psychology, authenticity is linked to emotional intelligence, the ability to understand oneself and express that truth without fear of judgment. Sigma males embody this naturally. They don't mold themselves to fit in or chase validation. Instead, they remain rooted in who they are. This emotional steadiness creates a magnetic energy that subtly influences others. When a woman interacts with a Sigma male, she feels a rare sense of safety mixed with curiosity. Her mind can't categorize him, and her emotions sense something profound, a kind of peace that challenges her usual expectations. Unlike men who rely on charm or appearance, the Sigma male resonates on a deeper psychological frequency. He engages not through performance but through presence. That's why even when he's gone, his memory lingers, not in the mind's checklist of attraction, but in the soul's quiet recognition of something real. Women aren't attracted to Sigma males merely because they appear mysterious. It's because they embody a kind of masculinity that feels authentic and grounded. In psychology, this reflects the principle of emotional stability, an aura of calm confidence that creates safety and intrigue. While many chase validation or attention, the Sigma stands firm in his independence. In a chaotic world, his silence becomes a luxury, and that quiet strength leaves a lasting impression.